Hello, everyone. Drake Robinson here, and so today is Thanksgiving, um, a day in which, for those who don't know, somehow for those who don't know, a day in which Americans sit around the table, families in particular, over turkey, ham, gravy, stuffing, collard greens, all the good stuff, and talk about what they're oh so thankful for. And yes, it's been a tradition for years, for decades now in this country, and a very noble premise. It is. In a perfect world, a family getting together and talking about, talking to each other about what they're thankful for, what drives them in life is a noble, thing, I guess. But the thing is, because we live in a not so noble world and not so noble society, or at least for guys like me, at least, for me, it's like, what is it to be thankful for? I don't have a whole lot to be thankful for, if I'm being honest. Maybe when I was younger, I had something to look forward to. I would be thankful for the dreams I had at night, dreams of growing up and becoming something more than what I am currently in my adult years. Wanting to strive and be, wanting just, wanting, just wanting more, wanting to own a nice car, own a nice house, have a family of my own, because that's what us as human beings are, put on the earth for, is to reproduce and create more, you know, create more of the future, future of hardworking, decent individuals like myself. But because this world is so weird and backwards and very unfair, all of my dreams that I could have those conversations with my family if I had one, and tell them, I'm thankful for this, I'm thankful for that. It's just not there. It's just very, my world is so just gloomy. Unfortunately, I wish it weren't that, but it is. And I'm sure there's plenty of people right now at this very moment, sitting around the table with their families. A lot of a lot, and they're saying they're you know all their wonderful, spectacular, privileged lives, and but the reality is, let me tell you what the reality of this world is. If you're not rich, wealthy, and powerful, you have no chance. If you're not a at the very least a B list, like, celebrity, blue pillar celebrity, then and you're stuck at the bottom of the totem, like where I am right now, you're like me, you're just left to rot. You're just left to boil like a volcano. And some of those volcanoes erupt and do certain things. And there's other volcanoes like me who try not to who try not to erupt, who tries his very best. Even though days when I am very uh coerced, I'll say. But I don't, cause there's a song I used to listen to when I was in, I think it was in first or second grade, back when I was a lot happier when I was a child. Um, uh, I forgot how it goes, but it was something like the volcano was about to blow his top. I took him by the hand and said, "This is how you can stop," or something like that. And it's just those little nuggets from my childhood that I look back on and realize that, gosh, how did I get here? How did I get to such like, why does the world hate me so much, pretty much? I will never know that answer. I'm such a great individual. I'm such, I look out for other people, even though it's undeserved. I put in so much extra time. I'm very kind, sweet, considerate, I I'm I'm the total package, if you will. And, but I guess that's the problem. I'm too good. This world only rewards bad behavior. As we all know. I mean, look at the if you cross the border, or if you, for example, like if you cross the border like illegally, you get all the advantage. People protect you for that. If you there was a story where a guy who was a serial assaulter, I forgot where, he got arrested, but he won't be facing any jail time. That's rewarding bad behavior, but that's what this society does. It does nothing but reward bad behavior constantly, and we see that constantly. Uh, you know, if you're a serial PDF file, you know, you you get protected by you get protected for some reason. Look at what's happening with this Epstein stuff. You know how many serial PDF files probably in the U.S. government, and I don't know. Could be Trump himself. I don't know. They are all trying their darndest to keep those files redacted. Guys, it wouldn't surprise me if a couple of well-known names are on that list, but that's a different thing. That's a different thing. But yeah, it's just a world that does nothing but reward bad behavior. What is there to be thankful for exactly? If you're in my position, for example, not a whole lot. I'm just to be honest, not a whole lot. At the end of the day, the next day is gonna be the same. The next years is gonna be the same. It's just all the same, and it's sad and tragic, but that's just the reality. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone.